Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is a mid-monthly reading for October 2018, focusing on the areas of career and finance and love and relationships. For the career and finance part of the reading, I'll be using the Gilded Tarot deck by Sarah Marchetti, as well as an oracle card from the Life Purpose Oracle Card deck by Doreen Virtue. And for the relationship portion of the reading, I'll be using the Wheel of the Year Tarot deck by Lo Scarabeo and the Romance Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue as well. Just a reminder, even though these are done by astrological sign, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. Also, it's a good idea to watch not just your sun sign video, but also your moon and rising sign. Many times, if the messages from, for example, the sun sign don't resonate that month, you might have messages coming through in the moon or rising video, or by listening to all three together, you get a more complete overview of what might be coming up over the next couple of weeks. And now is a good time, like I always do as well. I try to. Sometimes I forget, but I would like to give a big thank you to everybody who subscribes to the channel, who likes my videos. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you very much. All right, so I will stop for now, and we'll see you in 1 second for your reading. Hi Sagittarius, hope you're doing well. So I'm here to get into your reading. So let's start off with the career and finance. I did pull a couple of clarifiers, so I'll get to those in a second. In the past position, the energy coming into the last 2 weeks of the month, you have the Nine of Swords. And it's clarified by the Five of Swords. In the present position, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And the outbound energy, Major Arcana number 18, the Moon. And the card from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the last 2 weeks, you have more Swords energy, the Eight of Swords, clarified by the Emperor. Okay, this is Major Arcana number 4. And from the Life Purpose Oracle card deck, you have the card Let Go. Walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. So beginning here with the, this past energy of the Nine of Swords clarified by the Five of Swords. The suit of Swords itself, it's the suit of the mind. It's the suit of the intellect. So it's where we, obviously, like in the case of the Nine of Swords, it's where we're worrying, right? It's where we come up with those worries, those kind of repeating thoughts, things we go over and over in our minds. It's a suit of where we come up with our ideas. It's also communication, how we communicate those ideas to other people. It can also be intuition, psychic abilities. But in general, it's everything to do with our minds. And the Nine of Swords is a card that usually speaks of, or sometimes it's referred to as the nightmare card, because you can see, let me hold her up again, that the woman, she's sitting up in bed. It looks like she's, she's either she was awoken from her sleep, right, or she can't get to sleep. And you see that her arms are crossed in a very defensive position here, right? So she's protecting herself. And then there are all these swords above her. So it's, again, it's this worry, there are these, that could be problems. There could be, worries, things that are keeping you up at night. That's why it's the nightmare card, because supposedly everything that's going over and over in your mind, it's preventing you from having, rest, or being able to rest, having a good night's sleep. And this can be, obviously we're looking here more at career and finance. So there could have been a significant worry having to do with your finances or a work situation. And it could have to do with either somebody treating you unfairly, like you losing out in some way, or you winning in some way, but, at what cost? That's usually what the meaning of this Five of Swords is. It's kind of having won the battle, but at what cost? You know, so maybe somebody, and, you know, if there was a situation of somebody might have done something a little underhanded, ended up winning that particular argument or battle, discussion, but at what cost? Did they lose your friendship? Did they harm you, right, in the process? So with these two cards together, you know, it's obviously two different cards, but it's kind of similar energy in the sense that, you know, there's a lot of mental energy, especially, you know, going over here to the overall energy of the Eight of Swords, lots of, you know, maybe thinking things or even overthinking things, you know, going over and over a particular work situation. Maybe there's somebody who, you know, you don't get along with at work. There has been kind of animosity within the workplace, and then going over and over this in your mind, and just trying to figure out, you know, what to do, what's the best action, how are you supposed to act. And I think that as the overall energy, the guidance that is coming through for you is, you know, the best thing or the best way for you to handle the situation is by stepping up and taking control, right? Because these are two very different, very opposing energies here. You know, when I pulled the Eight of Swords, it did appear in, I don't usually put card like reversals in my readings, because if the card comes across to me as needing to be in the reverse, I give that message. And definitely the message that came through with this Eight of Swords is as if it were in, you know, the reverse. So the message that's coming through, what can help you as you work through the next couple of weeks, is by you taking control. Okay, the Eight of Swords is like you can see, is a card of being completely out of control, right? Not being able to see, supposedly being stuck in the situation. It's a card that really speaks of, you know, feeling mentally or thinking that you are imprisoned, you're stuck, right? You can't see a way out of that situation. You're unable to find a solution. You're unable to, you know, figure out a way to move forward. But it is all in your mind. And you can see that it's interesting because she's actually kind of floating, you know, and it looks like she's wearing a night dress as well, similar to this other woman. So there's more kind of, you know, things coming through at night, or you being kept up at night, but it is just in your mind. And so, you know, how are you going to get out of this? How are you going to move forward and get out of this? It's by you taking control, by you taking on the energy of this Emperor. And, you know, the Emperor is kind of, it's a very stern energy. It's, you know, it's kind of either it's my way or the highway type of energy, right? And he has to be that way. It's fine for us to be, you know, more open and kind of loving when we deal with a situation. But there are other times when we have to take on this type of energy of the Emperor and just say, no, you know, no, that's not how things are going to be. No, I won't accept that. No, these are my limits, you know, and this is how I'm going to kind of move forward and get myself out of this. So there is this need to take on the energy of the Emperor over the next couple of weeks. And I'll come back to this, but I want to get through the rest of the spread here. So leaving behind, you know, this difficult energy of, you know, feeling very worried, these worries keeping you up at night, possibly to do with, you know, a work situation. What comes in after that, the Nine of Pentacles, is a wonderful card. This is a card of, you know, of self-reliance. It's somebody who has, as you can see, this woman is in this beautiful garden, right? She's looking very proud, very satisfied with this wonderful life that she has created for herself. And it's another nine. It's interesting. We have two nines. And if we think of, you know, the nine in the major arcana, the Hermit is a card of retreating, you know, of being alone, but enjoying being alone. So there are a couple of messages, I think, attached to that. With this Nine of Swords, I think of it as like the Hermit card, but a very sad version of the Hermit card, right? It's the being alone and retreating and reflecting, but taking it to, you know, the nth degree, taking it to the extreme. She's allowing or retreating and thinking so much that it's keeping her up at night. So there's, you know, it's like the Hermit to the extreme. The Nine of Pentacles, it's also this, you know, very independent energy of being alone, being on your own. And there's a difference between being alone and being lonely, right? And this is a card of enjoying being alone. Now, that's not to say that, and I'm not talking at this point about relationships. But, if for now you're not looking to get into a relationship, it doesn't mean that, if you're not currently in one, it doesn't mean that you're always going to be alone, right? Things can change. It has to do with, obviously what you want at that particular moment, being open, willing, opening yourself up to new things. But at this point right now, it's showing just you being alone, but being quite happy in that position, right? And this is, as the Nine of Pentacles, it deals with the tangible things in life. So it's our careers, the money that we earn. It has to do with our homes, resources, finances, family, right? And it's a very solid, very stable energy. This is you, very independent, earning your money, being able to, live the life that you always wanted, having that home that you wanted for yourself, being able to do what you want, whether that's traveling, whether that's, going back to university, whether that's, whatever it is for you, it's you being able to do it. Now, as you end the month, or the energy as we head into November with the Moon card, we do have the full moon coming up towards the end of the month, right? That's coming up. There could be something, quite significant occurring around the time of the full moon at the end of the month, since we do have the Moon card here. It can also be facing fears as well. The Moon card sometimes appears when there's a need for us to face our own fears, or to face a situation, or have the courage to face that situation. It can also obviously be like hidden things. The moon, very different than the sun. The moon casts a shadow, right? It brings its light, but it also casts shadows. So we have to use our own, abilities, such as our psychic abilities, our intuition, to uncover things around, or that maybe are not that clear in the shadow of the moon. So there might be something that you, as you head towards the end of the month, that you need to figure out. This might have to do with, again, you needing to, to face your fears about something. This could have to do with, if this is this work situation that you have been dealing with, an antagonistic situation, maybe a difficult work relationship with one of your coworkers, and it's like, well, I've really had it there, but the money is good, I'm able to have this life that I want. There might be this kind of moment where you say, yes, well, that's true, but, is this really what I want for myself? So it's about facing your fears and then listening to your intuition, seeing things very clearly for what they are. And especially with this Eight of Swords, which is getting you out of this kind of victim mentality, right? You taking control as the Emperor coming in, to clarify it, to help you move out of that situation. It might be that you are, you're a little reluctant to do so, not because you're particularly happy that you're working at that place, but maybe because it pays quite well. Maybe you're a little scared to walk away from it because you are, it provides you with the kind of the material, the resources that you need. But there might be a need now for you to listen, attend more to your soul as opposed to, the material. And then with let go, let me find my guidebook here so we can see what this card has to say. Here we go. It says, you have been struggling with a situation, unsure which direction to take. The struggle is causing an energy blockage that is slowing your desired outcome. This card counsels you to let go as a way of bringing about a peaceful resolution. First, you must let go emotionally. After all, you are overwhelmed by indecision and the stress of the situation. Wouldn't it feel good to detach and be at peace, especially if you're reassured that by doing so you will bring about a more favorable outcome? Ask the angels for help in detaching by saying, Guardian angels and archangels, thank you for helping me enjoy a tranquil mind and body. I now choose to let go and detach from the situation. I know that God's infinite wisdom is completely in charge of it and everyone involved. I trust that everything is being worked out for my highest and best good, and so it is. So yeah, it's about trust, right? There's a need to trust in yourself as well. by taking control, by moving yourself out of this victim mentality and trusting that, whatever this, let go is, if you are leaving behind a job, if this is just to do with your finances, there could be a difficult situation that you felt stuck, right? There might have been a lot of worry surrounding your finances. But, there is no need to worry. You have this Nine of Pentacles. This is great, strong, very tangible energy, right, of material resources here. Very good. It's a very good, strong energy. And then, with the moon coming in after it, you could be uncovering. There could be something that's hidden now, but as you move through the month, you might uncover a different way to make money. You might uncover new opportunities that you hadn't, kind of originally thought of or seen that might, even if you leave behind this one job or, whatever this Nine of Swords is, it might bring you greater prosperity. And it also might be more in line with sort of what you are looking for, right? With that deep down, that soul wish and desire that you're really looking to do with your life. So, all right, let's move on to your career and finance. So in the past to your love and relationships. In the past, you have Major Arcana number 13, Death, followed by the King of Wands, and Major Arcana number 3, the Empress. And the card from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the last 2 weeks, is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Romance Angels card that came out for you is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So, first of all, you do have 2 court cards in your reading, and when court cards appear, they can be people who are playing a significant role in our life over the next couple of weeks. They can also be just energy surrounding us, and they can be our own, us taking on the energy of these particular court cards. So, with this King of Wands, this could be a fire sign individual. With the Queen of Pentacles, this could be an earth sign individual. Both of them are typically older, as they are kings and queens, right? The kings and queens have mastered their suit, so they're usually people older in age, or people with maybe kind of an old soul with older energy. But with the King of Wands, this could be a Sagittarius like yourself, Leo, Aries, and with the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. So just putting those signs out there. And starting off here with the Death card. So, the Death card, yes, it can mean, a significant ending. This is an ending to a situation, ending to a particular chapter, a significantly long chapter in your life. But what's more than the ending is the new beginning that comes in after death, right? So the Death card, yes, it closes out one particular chapter, but it also opens up a completely new one for us. So this could be, and obviously this is going to, play out differently, but for some of you, if you have been single for a while, and then all of a sudden, even if it's not all of a sudden, if you decide to move in with somebody or take things to the next level, right? You go from just casual dating to being, like more committed, just dating each other. If you have been dating for a while, this could be you moving in together, getting engaged, getting married. All of those would be endings to, the previous chapter, ending to you being just single, or ending, your relationship as it was before. But then what comes in after it is this new beginning. So there could be, a new beginning in the relationship. There could be a change or kind of a rebirth within the relationship. It can be a brand new beginning or a reconstruction. So, it could kind of go both ways. If this is you already in a relationship, there could be a renewal, like just kind of bringing romance back into the relationship, or bringing, you know, a new spark back into the relationship. For others, this could be completely, you know, ending and then having a brand new beginning, or ending the relationship as you've known it, so, you know, up until now, and then starting this new phase, this new chapter. So it's all about the what's coming in, you know, the new thing, the great changes that's coming in after whatever this death is. And it's followed by the King of Wands. So like I was saying, it could be a person. If it's not, you know, or if it is a person, this person is typically, you know, very charismatic. The King of Wands is kind of he's a born leader, you know, it's fire energy. So this is exciting. It's very passionate energy. The Suit of Wands, it deals with the day-to-day matters in life, but it's also, you know, creativity, creative endeavors, and then our own passion and determination and drive for doing the things that we do. And this, you know, he is very, again, very charismatic. He's very good at kind of, if he has a new idea, he's good at just taking the idea and running with it. He's not scared to, you know, be that, you know, the first one to try to do something. He's kind of a trailblazer. And he's usually a very, you know, very kind of uplifting character, right? He's very good-natured, usually quite friendly. People are drawn to him. So if this isn't a person that you are in a relationship with, this could be you taking on this energy as you move through, you know, the month, or as you are dealing with this change. You could be embracing the change. This could be, you know, something that you're feeling very excited about. And it's followed by the Empress card, which is another major arcana. So you have two major arcanas and two court cards out of your 4 cards. And, you know, obviously when half of your reading is made up of major arcanas, there are significant changes, significant kind of divine orchestration at play here. And this is a card of expansion, right? The Empress has to do with fertility. The Empress has to do with, you know, female energy and abundance. The threes in the tarot, they're very expansive energy. So lots of opportunities, things really, you know, expanding and growing. So there could be, you know, this change. There could be a definite growth within the relationship. And this could be the relationship really blooming, you know, like I was saying, going from one thing to something much more, right? There's this kind of endless opportunities here with the relationship. For others, I'll throw the pregnancy out there, the pregnancy mention, because the Empress obviously can have to do with news of a pregnancy, news of birth of a child. You know, it's a very fertile energy. So if this is something that you are wanting, could be a good time for that. If you're not, then, you know, the energy is surrounding you towards the end of the month. But if this isn't, again, to do with actual pregnancy or that type of abundance, this is just flourishing, you know, the relationship growing, the relationship expanding and really blooming. And again, we do have the full moon here as well. So there could be something happening around the time of the full moon at the end of the month, you know, or something quite significant in the relationship happening then. Maybe this you know, rekindling, or this you know, the new beginning, whether this is with, you know, the current partner or somebody brand new. It could be more towards the end of the month. And with the Queen of Pentacles as the overall energy, again, could be a person. You might be in a relationship with earth sign individual. You might be meeting this earth sign individual, especially as you have this calling in your soulmate as the energy here, right, of the Oracle card. So you could be calling in the King of Wands, calling in the Queen of Pentacles. But, you know, this Queen of Pentacles energy, she is very solid, right? She's very down to earth. She's very grounded. As somebody who has mastered the suit of Pentacles, which has to do with, you know, the tangible, the here and now, the material things. It's financial prosperity. She's very resourceful. So she's good at making money. She's good at holding on to her money. Even if times are a little rough, right, she's very resourceful. She can get through. She knows how to, and she's very astute, very, you know, she's very smart. And she's also very, you know, very kind. She likes to take care of people. You know, she's good at kind of taking care of those around her, of her family, her children, pets. Obviously, she's kind of like the earth mother. So anything to do with, you know, that, like getting out in the garden, caring for the plants. She's very, it's very earthy, very grounded energy. So if this isn't a person, this, you know, it could be that this new phase of the relationship or this new relationship starting up, it has staying power, right? It's very, it's a solid energy. It's very solid. So this could definitely be, you know, a significant connection with this calling in your soulmate. Let me find my guidebook and see what else this card has to say. It says, you, like everyone, have soulmates. These are people with whom you shared time in heaven and in other lives. You made a soul agreement to meet in this lifetime for the purpose of mutual spiritual growth. You have many such agreements with various people who are all your soulmates. They include friends, family members, co-workers, and romantic partners. This card guides you to actively call your romantic soulmate into your life. You can do so through prayer, affirmations, and visualizations. It also means working on yourself so that you epitomize the qualities you're seeking in a partner. For instance, if you desire a significant other who's got a great sense of humor, develop this within yourself. Like attracts like, which is part of calling in your soulmate. So that could have to do with, you know, the energy of these, the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. If these aren't people, you could, you know, be calling in somebody who has these qualities, right? Somebody who, like you are a fire sign, so somebody who is very determined, very creative, very passionate about what they do. Or you could be calling in somebody who's very grounded. If you might have earth energy somewhere in your chart, so you're looking for somebody who's very resourceful, who has their feet on the ground, you know, who's very good at kind of handling the day-to-day things, somebody you can depend upon, somebody who's very, you know, down to earth and dependable. That could be what you're trying to bring in here. So, you know, it looks like new beginnings, and very positive with the Empress, you know, that there's definitely room to grow, things developing within the relationship or even a new phase of a relationship. And for others, if you're not currently with, you know, a partner, there could be you over the next couple of weeks calling in your soulmate. So interesting. I do hope that the messages have helped you. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of October. Bye for now.